All right, next video. All right, what is it that really makes someone attractive? Now, I'm not going to take this from a female standpoint because it's too, because I'm not a female. I couldn't really tell you on that one. Anyway, so it has nothing to do with really anything on how, what other people, it has to do with what I think. Let's see if I can make this, explain this the best way possible. Really has nothing to do with anything except what I think of myself, what I really believe in, the energy I'm putting off on that. It has to be a combination of all of that. But it's really as all this stuff. You can go, on YouTube and watch all kinds of crazy, pickup artists and relationship coach, and there's all this crap on there, which is, most of it is just completely backwards from what, reality really is. Reality is a mirror of ourselves, of how we are deep inside. Reality is a reflection of our consciousness. And most of the people in the world have everything completely backwards. They judge themselves as a manifestation of their reality when they, like if they're like way low down on the totem pole and, they don't think much of themselves, they don't realize that the reason that they're there low down on the totem pole is because they think of themselves like that. So our reality becomes a reflection of where we're at inside at a deeper level, what we really actually think of ourselves. And so what would make someone attractive is, and like I said, I've experimented with this out in the real world. And if I really believe that, that I'm, great and, put that vibe out and act like that and kind of live that, I get, really good results from people, as far as a positive thing of being an attractive person. I get good results from women. I get good results from most people around me, and primarily. And that could be anything. It could be any kind of situation. It could be, you're positive, you believe in what you're doing, you have complete confidence in what you're doing. And you're actually better off not just exuding, oh, look at me, I'm great, but, to have a purpose too for it. You could take any situation and not even, like if you want to get attraction from women, you're actually better off having a separate point that you're trying to focus on. Like if you're in a work environment, focusing, or a business environment, focusing on, bringing that about. Whatever the situation is that you're in. And if you have, you want to have that focus that you're, attractive person, but you have to have other things involved in it. At least as far as men go, because men are attractive not just how they look, but, it has a lot to do with the whole, how competent they are, how much, confidence, all that kind of stuff. All those factors come into play, where women can do a lot of it just on looks. It's just the way society is. It's not a good or bad thing. You just have to look at what the factors are that makes, someone attractive. And you have to exude that out into the real world. You have to really believe it inside at a deep level and then just put that out into the world. And it really does work if you get the right combination. I've managed that. I've gone into, a situation with, where I'm just not feeling it. I'm really out of it. I feel bad about myself. I'm not, it's just, everything just seems really screwed up, or, and people just basically, people just ignore me or whatever the thing is, or don't get very good results from people. But when I'm in the opposite frame of mind, I get good results from people. And you can use that for whatever for whatever situation you want to, put it in. If you're in sales, that would work. Anything. You're trying to build a business. It's basically it's the belief inside yourself and really actually believing it. And then you have to live it. And then you're building up an energy, from this, and then you're putting that out into the world. And you will get the results that you seek from it, whatever that is. And another thing too that I've noticed is, I would, like I said, I don't go around picking up on chicks, but I kind of sometimes I've experimented with these different ideas just to see what kind of results I get from it, because it's just kind of interesting. And if I want, I get actually more interest from women when I'm not focusing directly on trying to hit on them. It's like, if that makes sense, it's actually having a different subject, to talk about. I'll give you an example. This woman had the same kind of dog that I have, and she had the dog along and I didn't. And I said, I started talking about, the dogs and everything, and showed her pictures of the dog on the phone. And she was like 30 years younger, and I actually started to spark some interest from her. I could tell. I can read people. I know when people are, this and that and the other and whatever. And it wasn't even necessarily the intention of trying to pick up on her, and never even mentioned that. But I just noticed, when I was, showing her pictures of the dog and stuff like that, that her attention started, I got positive results from that. And it's not like I'm going to go back and try to hit on her, but the point I'm trying to make from this is, if I approached her and say, "Hey, baby, you're hot," she's just going to say, "Get lost, you creep," you're older than my father, that's not, it's the fact that I'm exuding this kind of confidence and all this kind of stuff and positive stuff. And I actually get better results when I'm not actually trying to, now, I don't know what would happen if I carried it further. That's not really the point I'm trying to make here. I'm not, like I said, this isn't about trying to go out and pick up on chicks. I just use that as one example because we're talking about the exchange of energy between people. And when I'm in a positive space, I get positive results from the world. I get positive results from people in general. Now, trying to keep that level of confidence at all times is not realistic. There's no way. There's no way that I can hold that kind of positive energy at all times, because the world is made up of negative and positive energy. We can't be positive all the time. That's not realistic. And this is not always going to work, and it's not always going to work on everybody. It's going to work on some people. There's so many different kinds of people in the world. Some people will never respond. Some people will. But just as a general concept, I find this kind of fascinating. I'm just observing. I'm not actually like going out of my way trying to run experiments on this. I'm just observing, how I interact with people just in general situations that I go through in life, like this party I went to yesterday, and just how I communicate with people and the kind of energy I'm putting out and stuff. It's just observations on how others react that I find kind of interesting, and how I go about it determines a lot of the kind of reactions I get from people. And if you want to fine tune this to whatever you want to use it for, that's your prerogative. I'm just throwing out general concepts here on, human interaction and the use of, basically the results we get from the world or what we put out from inside. All right, this is going on 10 minutes. I can't keep relaying this concept. I'm going to do other videos on this and explain this. I can't sit down in 10 minutes, explain this whole concept. I'm just doing different videos relaying the same concept across. If you don't even have a clue of what I'm talking about, just keep watching my videos and eventually I'll get all the information in there and might try to eventually understand kind of what I'm trying to relay here. But this stuff really does work. And this is sort of how, reality works in a real way. Reality is not a solid thing. It's contingent on our consciousness at this particular time. All right, well, we'll see you in the next video.